Okay, today I'm going to put on my prophetic hat for just a second and tell you the future of the United States over the next few weeks. You ready? First of all, in November, there will be an election for President of the United States. Number two, there will be a period of crying foul after the election. No matter who wins, the other side's going to be upset, and there's going to be all kinds of accusations of cheating and impropriety. It's just going to happen. And number three, you ready? Here comes the big one. About one half of you are going to feel a sense of victory, and the other half are going to have a sense of dread. Really, that's how it breaks down in the USA. About half of the people I know are Biden fans, about half the people I know are Trump fans, and no matter what, somebody's going to win and somebody's going to lose. So let me capture this moment with a question for you. You ready? How are you prepared to handle the results of the election? Christians will be found on both sides of this election's outcome. So we need to be prepared in advance to conduct ourselves in a way which points to our identity with the kingdom of heaven above our American political posture. In light of that upcoming responsibility that we all share, I want to give you a couple of verses to discuss among yourselves in hopes that this will galvanize the response of Jesus' followers amidst the chaos and disappointment which is certain to come following the election. So the first verse I want you to take a look at, it comes from Proverbs. It's Proverbs 15, 1 through 2, and it says this: "A gentle answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger. The tongue of the wise is adorned with knowledge, but the mouth of the fool gushes folly." Now listen, a couple of guarantees, like we've said. Angry and extremist behavior will come from the losing side of this election. It's just the atmosphere we've created in our country these days. And secondly, gloating winners will rub it in. Feeling morally superior because of their candidate's victory, you're going to hear people say things that are not gentle, things that are going to cause wrath. There's going to be harsh words and there's going to be anger. But what I want to make sure of is that your tongue is adorned with knowledge, and that out of your mouth gushes not folly, but encouragement. So ponder that verse a little bit, and let's see how you can be a person with gentle answers who speaks truth in the midst of what's going to be a chaotic season. Matthew 19:23 reads like this: Jesus told his disciples, "I tell you with all certainty, it will be hard for a rich person to get into the kingdom of heaven." Now, Jesus had just finished a conversation with a character we call the rich young ruler. This is one of society's entitled people. He's that 1%er, as they say, born into privilege and opportunity by virtue of incidentals. Things like the geography where he was born, the time where he was born, the political associations his family had, and their class in the Roman and Jewish hierarchical system. He was quite confident in his entitled status, seeming eager to show off to this Galilean rabbi with the thousands of followers, because really what he wanted was not an opportunity to be more godly, but to show off how great he really felt he was. That's why Jesus said, it's going to be harder for a rich man to enter into heaven than a camel to walk through the eye of a needle. Really, this rich young ruler guy is standing on the shoulders of those who went before him. This guy imagined his stature was the product of his own doing, and he figured he deserved the win of a pass into the kingdom of heaven. That's why Jesus was saying, in essence, he thinks somehow he deserves this. But the fact of the matter is, you yourself are not the one that did the winning, rich young ruler. It was your parents, it was geography, it was the incidentals. Let me see if I can make this even more close to home. Some of you, when your favorite NFL team wins or your favorite SCCA team wins, you're going to say things like, "We won," or "We lost," or "Our guys really did it today." The fact of the matter is, you're not on that field. You don't necessarily own that team, right? Those people win a victory, but we, by virtue of associating with them, feel that victory, right? And so as them being our surrogate winners, we somehow feel like a winner ourselves. And if they lose, we feel like we've lost something. The point today is simply that when I ask you to ponder this, how are you going to handle the win or the loss of your candidate coming up in November or December, whenever this is finally figured out? I want you to start thinking of how you are going to respond to the people around you, how you're going to present yourself to the people around you, and how you yourself are going to process either winning or losing, or your candidate winning or losing this election. Specifically, I'm going to ask you to make a commitment, a resolution to honoring God and your neighbor with your response either to the thrill of victory or the agony of defeat. There's a verse I want you to ponder in particular. It's going to come from Proverbs 16:3, but Proverbs 16:3, I want you to ponder in particular. Maybe print it out and just put it on the dash of your car or your computer screen and think about it each day. Listen to this verse. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. One more time. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans. I'm asking you to make a plan, to have a commitment, a resolution as to how you are going to respond to this election, whether your candidate of choice wins or your candidate of choice loses. But no matter what, I want you to be committed to demonstrating the love of Jesus and kingdom-like behavior in that time that's going to come. I think it's going to be a pretty rough time. I think it's going to be chaotic. I think there's going to be a lot of talking heads out there. But I want you to be the example of a Jesus follower. Okay? I'm Pastor Shannon. This has been Thursday Thoughts. I really do appreciate you tuning in here on Facebook, and I would look forward to any kind of comments you might put down below. Just let me know what you think today, or encourage one another, or make a few comments about Proverbs 16:3, and I'll look forward to seeing what you have to say. All right? Until we talk again next week, go in peace. This has been Thursday Thoughts.